BurnJaro is one of those weight loss supplements you've probably seen heavily marketed all over social media. However, there are so many copycats and knockoffs that it's hard to tell what the original formula even contains. Still, let's take a closer look at what the original BurnJaro formula contains and whether any of it actually helps with weight loss. By the way, I review a lot of supplements on this channel, so subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date. Let's start with capsaicin, the compound that gives chili peppers their heat. Some people believe that spicy extracts like cayenne pepper can help reduce fat production and increase the activity of brown fat, the kind that burns energy. This idea comes from lab studies where capsaicin activates TRPV1 receptors, the ones that respond to spiciness, in cells or mice. Unfortunately, none of this has been proven to work in actual humans. There's no strong evidence that activating TRPV1 receptors in humans actually leads to fat loss. In fact, human studies suggest the opposite. Taking capsaicin doesn't seem to have much impact on burning fat or boosting energy use. When taken as a supplement, cayenne or capsaicin hasn't shown any meaningful effect on weight loss or metabolism in humans. Green tea is a common ingredient in weight loss supplements because it contains EGCG, a compound thought to help burn fat. But the reality is that while EGCG may have a slight effect, you need a lot of it to see results, something like 500 to 800 milligrams a day, or more than 8 cups of green tea daily. Most supplements, especially ones like BurnJaro, don't come close to that dosage, and these lower doses don't appear to have significant weight or fat loss effects. Garcinia Cambogia is a tropical fruit extract often promoted as an appetite suppressant. Some clinical trials have shown it can help with modest weight loss. But here's the catch. Those small benefits usually appear only at very high doses, around 5 grams per day, standardized to 50% HCA, the active compound. Anything lower than that hasn't been shown to deliver meaningful weight or fat loss beyond what you'd see with a placebo. So unless BurnJaro delivers close to that hefty dose, which is unlikely, you probably won't see much effect. Next up is caffeine. Studies show that caffeine, especially when paired with other compounds like those in green tea, can provide a short-term boost to weight loss efforts. But historically, the most effective weight loss combo was caffeine plus ephedra, a stimulant herb that's been banned in the US since 2004 due to safety concerns. Without ephedra, caffeine's main value today is as a workout enhancer. It can help you exercise harder, longer, and more effectively. Clinical research supports that caffeine modestly improves endurance, muscle strength, power, and overall athletic performance. So if BurnJaro has an ingredient that's likely to deliver any noticeable effect, it's probably the caffeine, but only if it actually helps you get moving. On its own, without any exercise, caffeine isn't likely to drive much weight loss. Chromium Picolinate is often used as a way to help with blood sugar control. It works by improving how your cells take up glucose, which in theory could reduce fat storage and support weight management. But does it actually help with weight loss? The research suggests not really, unless you have certain health conditions. In people with poorly controlled diabetes, chromium may lower HbA1c levels slightly by around 0.6% and might lead to a small weight loss of about half a kilogram to 1 kilogram over 12 to 16 weeks. However, these are people with insulin resistance or PCOS. For healthy adults, including those who are overweight, chromium doesn't seem to make much of a difference. Studies show it doesn't help with meaningful weight loss in people without metabolic issues. So unless you have diabetes or a similar condition, chromium isn't likely to do anything noticeable for your weight. L-Carnitine is another common ingredient in weight loss supplements. Clinical trials show that it can lead to very small reductions in weight, body mass index, or BMI. But again, this usually requires doses of around 2 grams per day. Its real value seems to shine in the exercise context, where it may help you train a bit harder or recover better, potentially leading to more weight loss over time. Some small studies have also found that L-Carnitine can reduce muscle soreness, particularly 24 to 48 hours after exercise. However, when it comes to actual athletic performance, the research is mixed. Some studies show benefits, others don't. Regardless, outside of regular exercise, L-Carnitine doesn't seem to have much standalone effect on weight loss. Apple cider vinegar, or ACV, is often surrounded by a lot of hype, but when you dig into the science, it doesn't hold up well. Its supposed weight loss benefits mostly come down to 4 big claims, none of which are particularly strong. First, yes, some studies suggest ACV can mildly affect blood sugar or weight, but the research is weak and inconsistent, and whatever benefit it does offer likely comes from acetic acid, which is found in all vinegars, not just ACV. In fact, cheaper white vinegar works just as well in studies on blood sugar, making ACV's reputation more of a marketing gimmick than anything special. Second, there's the idea that ACV helps control appetite and digestion because it's acidic. But acidic foods like vinegar tend to stimulate digestion and increase salivation, which can actually make you hungrier, not ideal when you're trying to eat less. Third, some claim the cloudy mother in ACV is full of probiotics for gut health, but in reality, it's mostly leftover fermentation gunk, fiber and fragments, not a meaningful source of live bacteria. Lastly, people say that ACV can boost energy or workout performance, but this is purely anecdotal. There's no real evidence behind it. One small study even showed that drinking ACV before exercise didn't improve endurance any more than a basic sports drink. BurnJaro throws around a lot of ingredients, but without a clear label, there's no way to know what you're actually getting, or how much. Ingredients like green tea, Garcinia Cambogia, and L-Carnitine only work at relatively high doses, and most combination supplements like this one doesn't contain anywhere near enough to be effective. Realistically, the only ingredient likely to have any effect on weight loss is caffeine, and even then, we don't know how much of it is in it. Too little and it won't do anything. Too much and it could be dangerous. High doses of caffeine can cause side effects or interact with medications. On top of that, BurnJaro's marketing is really sketchy. Their ads don't even link to a product called BurnJaro. They redirect to something called SlimJaro. That's a massive red flag, and you have no idea what you're actually buying. At around $50 per month, BurnJaro is a seriously overpriced gamble. If you really want to recreate its supposed benefits in a safer, more effective way, you could just take caffeine and L-Carnitine on their own. Caffeine costs less than $1 a month, and L-Carnitine runs about $8 to $10. That's a fraction of the price with far more transparency and control. Rating BurnJaro by effectiveness for weight loss, I'm giving it a D. There's too little reliable info on the product to determine if it will actually be useful. Rating it by cost, I'm giving it a D. You can easily build a better, cheaper stack yourself. Rating it for safety, I'm giving it a D. There's no reliable ingredient information, and their website links to a completely different product than advertised, so you have no idea what you will get. Overall rating, I'm giving an F. I would recommend you stay away from it. Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Yeung. Do you think it's worth it? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel and leave me a like. Hit the notification bell if you want to stay up to date, and share this video with someone you know can use the info.